Let's talk about what price will the refresh Model Y Juniper be, and talk about the prediction of it, because we can take some cues about what Tesla is doing in the China market and try and figure out, and we'll look at some historical data as well to see what type of price this Model Y will actually come out when it actually comes out in the US. We'll talk about when it comes out tomorrow during the other video, but let's talk about the price first, because I know a lot of you want to know, is it going to be more expensive? Is it going to be the same price, or is it going to be cheaper? My guess, to cut straight to it, it's going to be the same price, but it's going to be the same price after they do this launch edition. And so, in case you missed it, there was a launch series, launch edition Model Y that's been being sold in China and China only. All these other markets, it's about whatever price it is, but there's a launch series. We don't know. I didn't actually do what the calculation of the markup is, but I would imagine I give it a good chance that Tesla is going to repeat their same strategy that they did on the Foundation Series Cybertruck. So Foundation Series had a $20,000 markup, but you still got some options and packages and everything. But I think they will repeat this strategy on the Model Y, and they'll launch a launch series Model Y in the US. But here's everything that they're adding on the China version. We got rear liftgate, puddle, accessory, door sills, and also includes a acceleration boost, which the acceleration boost is a $2,000 package that is looped into it. So I would imagine it would have a $5,000 market. And so the one thing is for sure, like, here's a couple reasons why they will do this. Shout out to James. Tesla raising price of the new Model Y versus the old one does two things: take advantage of people who are less price sensitive because they want the new shiny thing, and creates a price gap between the new and the old Model Y, giving perception of a better deal for the old Model Y, reducing need for further discounts. So that could be essentially what they could be trying to do, trying to raise it up a little bit with a launch package one, because when this comes out in the US, I do expect them to do a launch series one, and they're going to price it probably $3,000 to $5,000 to $6,000 more than the current Model Y. But at the same time, they're still going to discount the current Model Y. And so that's why I feel like there's going to be a spread of about $10,000 between Model Ys, the old one in inventory, and the new Juniper launch series refresh, whatever the case may be. But here's some data. So when the Model 3 came out last year, the Highland, the new refresh came out, the Model 3 long range actually there's a standard range, and the long range actually stayed about the same price. Actually, if you look at it, the long range was $58,000, but of course that was like that crazy time when prices were absolutely insane. And then it went down to $47,000 when it launched like a year or two later. But if you look at the standard range, it actually was about a $2,000 price drop. Actually, right here, this is when the Model 3, this row right here is when the Model 3 Highland released, and you can see the long range went from $47,240 down to about $46,000, so about $1,000 cheaper. Same scenario here with the standard range. It went from $40,240 down to $38,990. So it essentially was about the same price, but I still feel like they're going to launch it with that launch series, and they're going to try and price that a little bit higher, at least initially in like the 3 to 6 months, maybe until about they start at quarter four, and then they'll drop it because they need the volume, or maybe they won't do it at all because they realize they need the volume at the end of the day. But they do know, I do feel like there's a lot of pent up demand for the Model Y refresh. At least there was a lot of people waiting for it. We'll see if all those people that are waiting for it are actually going to be looking to buy it. And then if you look at the performance side, it was $51,000 before it disappeared when the Highland rolled out. And then months later, when it actually came out, when it released 4 months later from the Highland long range to the performance, it was a $2,000 increase, and then they raised it again, another $2,000. So we could see more demand for the performance, and maybe it could follow this same exact pattern with the Model 3 Highland with the long range and the performance. But that's my quick prediction on it. I definitely feel like since they're doing it in the China market with a launch series Model Y, they're definitely going to be doing this. I would put this like a high chance. In this post, I put 69% chance of them doing this in the US as well. But let us know what your thoughts on this. Let us know what you think. Do you think they're actually going to do this, or you think they're just going to roll it vanilla, no extra packages, everything with that?